A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A plus way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English.
Hello everyone, welcome to A Plus English. I'm Mike.
I'm Chickling.
And today we are going to begin our two-day article titled Dig In, the History of Taiwanese Street Food. Wow, how exciting. Of course, Taiwan is very famous for its street food, the kind of food you find being sold in night markets and places like that. And if you're going to enjoy your food, people might tell you to dig in. We're not talking about digging with a shovel like you're digging for gold or something. What we're talking about here is start eating your food, really enjoy it, go nuts, have a really good time with all of that delicious stuff. So we're going to talk about the history of some of these wonderful foods. Foods that we all know and love, foods that you might eat a couple times a week or maybe even every day if you're a big fan of them. And we're going to find out that a lot of them have very interesting stories. And I guess in many ways, Taiwan is an island of sort of immigrants, right?
Yeah.
People have been coming here over hundreds and thousands of years for a very, very, very long time. And a lot of them, of course, when they travel and move and settle in new places, bring their foods with them. So here's our warm-up question. What do you know about the history of Taiwan?
History of Taiwan,
or
right.
Taiwanese food, or more the history of Taiwan in general?
Go on so long. I know that Taiwan was colonized by the Dutch.
Okay.
And then it was taken over by the Qing dynasty, later. And we also, I think it was ceded to Japan.
Japan took over?
May 1895?
1895,
that's
correct.
And,
that's correct.
Oh, and we had a Chinese Civil War, and then the Republic of China government retreated to Taiwan.
That's right. The Japanese left in 1945.
Yeah.
And then the people who were leaving China after the Civil War, 1948, 1949. And yes, and there we are. So this is a very short and, of course, quick history of Taiwan. And, of course, even before the Dutch, they had people moving here, moving through Taiwan, settling into the South Pacific, and then possibly even coming back to Taiwan to live here. And that happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So there is a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of different movements of people coming from different parts of the world, settling here, staying, leaving, coming back, and all of that good stuff. So let's get into our article and find out how the history of Taiwan and Taiwan's street foods have a lot to do with each other.
Dig In, the history of Taiwanese street food. Warm-up question. What do you know about the history of Taiwan?
Taiwan has many famous street foods. Do you know where they come from? Here are the stories behind some popular dishes. Oyster omelet. It is said when Koxinga and his soldiers reached Tainan, they faced rice shortages. They mixed sweet potato flour, oysters, and vegetables, and then fried them in oil. This dish helped the soldiers overcome their food problems.
All right, so let's get into our article. It says, Taiwan has many famous street foods. Yes, we absolutely know that. They are a pride and joy of our country. A lot of people come here with one of the main things being wanting to try these famous street foods. And of course, we here who live here are also blessed and can enjoy them any day we want. So we have these famous street foods that are very famous and popular. Do you know where they come from? That's a good question. You might know what they taste like or how to order them, but do you know where they come from? Here are the stories behind some popular dishes.
所以台湾其实有很多著名的街头小吃嘛，台湾的小食物是很出名的。那你知道这些小吃的来历吗？我们今天会来讲一些很受欢迎的菜肴哦。
All right, so let's start with a very famous one. This is also probably my least favorite on this list.
What is
Oyster omelets.
Why? Why do you not like it that much? It's all sticky and mushy.
Yeah, it's more it's the texture, how it feels in your mouth, and that kind of weird orange pink sauce.
I see.
That's not a natural color.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
so they look very beautiful and interesting, but
You think it's junk?
I mean, I'll share one with you.
Okay,
but
sure.
I wouldn't order and eat a whole one by myself.
Okay.
So how do we say that in Chinese?
蚵仔煎.
Okay, is that Chinese or
It's
Taiwanese?
actually Taiwanese.
That's
蚵仔煎,
Taiwanese.
like
Yeah.
蚵仔煎.
There you go.
But we don't really say it in Chinese.
No, I know. Most people know it and order it in Taiwanese. So there you go. So where did the oyster omelet come from? It is said when Ko Xinga and his soldiers reached Tainan, they faced rice shortages. Very interesting. So this goes back to what you were mentioning about the Dutch, right? Ko Xinga was like a pirate or something, a warlord from China, and he came along and fought the Dutch. So it was around that time. I think this is around like the 1500s or so.
Oh my goodness. Interesting. I never knew this.
Yeah, so that was
Wow.
why they had rice shortages, not enough rice. They had to think up other types of food.
哇，我都不知道蚵仔煎是跟这个有关哦，所以据说是郑成功哦，跟他的军队来到台湾的时候面临米荒，那个时候是荷兰的统治嘛。
So, no rice, what do we eat? Well, we got to look around and find what we have and try to make a new food out of that. So that's what they did. They mixed sweet potato flour, oysters, and vegetables, and then fried them in oil. Of course, the vegetables you can grow. Tainan, being near the ocean, probably had oysters nearby, and sweet potatoes can grow almost anywhere. So sweet potato flour was something not too hard to get. Get all that stuff together, fry them in oil. It says this dish helped the soldiers overcome their food problems because, as Napoleon once famously said, an army marches on its stomach. If you don't have happy, well-fed soldiers, you don't really have an army because they'll all be wandering around getting food.
Right， 但是我觉得很有创意，so creative。他们把地瓜粉啊，然后蚵仔跟蔬菜混合，然后用油去煎炸它，所以这个时候，它这个菜就帮助军队解决了食物的问题，因为那个时候没有东西吃。
All right, so here's our question for you. What do you think life was like for Ko Xinga and his soldiers when they faced food shortages in Tainan?
Must have been really tough. You know, like when you're starving, like I get hangry.
Yeah.
Like imagine them going to war.
You would be hangry, you would be tired, you would have no energy. I guess people get sick more easily. And of course, they wouldn't really listen to the commanders because they'd say, you gotta line up and we're gonna go fight. And then, no, we're gonna go over there and try to pick apples or something. So yes, it's a very tough life if you don't have enough food.
Braised pork rice. When the ROC government relocated to Taiwan in 1949, life was difficult. Meat was expensive and usually enjoyed mainly during special festivals. For daily meals, people cut cheaper pork parts into small pieces and braised them. This way, everyone in the family could have some meat.
All right, let's move on our list of other famous Taiwanese street foods. Next, we have braised pork rice, or
卤肉饭.
There you go. When the ROC government relocated to Taiwan in 1949, life was difficult. Yes.
We were just talking about this.
We were.
对.
The ROC government is, of course, the Kuomintang army and government. They came here after losing the civil war to Mao Zedong and the communists in China. And then in 1949, they came here and life was difficult. Of course, running away from your home and leaving everything you have behind will definitely make life difficult. And it was, I mean, thousands of people arrived in a very short time. So finding enough food for everyone that quickly was always going to be a challenge.
Right. 所以中华民国政府呢是在1949年迁台嘛，因为那时候跟中国大陆打仗，输了毛泽东，所以就过来。那时候过来台湾的时候，生活很困难哦。
Yeah, it says meat was expensive and usually enjoyed mainly during special festivals. They didn't have the money that we have now. They didn't have the wonderful markets and supermarkets we have. I remember talking to an older Taiwanese man, and he's a doctor now, so his life is okay. But he said as a child, they would get meat once a year. They would get chicken during Chinese New Year.
Wow.
And they would be very excited about that. Of course, the rest of the time, vegetables.
Oh
so
my goodness.
That was not that long ago.
That's really
too.
hard to imagine.
Absolutely.
现在你随时要买鸡肉，买什么都有。You go to the local market, you get whatever you want. 现在就是现在生活就跟以前差很多，所以那时候的肉很贵哦。他们通常只有在特别节庆才可以吃到。Feel so bad.
Yeah, well, it also feel good that, Taiwan's gotten so much richer and life has gotten so much better for everyone. So that is a good thing. But yes, we should definitely respect the older folks who lived through these tough times. Now, if you had to choose a favorite meat, would it be a dish like braised pork rice or 卤肉饭?
I would prefer beef.
Ooh, okay.
Have you ever tried braised beef rice?
I don't think I have.
You should go to Tainan, and then it's very famous for their braised beef rice.
Okay, I think I've had the one with like chicken or turkey on it, which is also quite
chicken
good.
and turkey?
Yeah.
火鸡肉饭. You're talking about the 嘉义 one.
Yeah.
The 茶艺.
Yeah, you can get it in lots of places. But I've had that, but not with beef. I've had the pork one and the chicken one, but not the beef one.
The beef one is so
That
good.
does sound
You should
good.
definitely try it.
Okay, I will have to get the name of the restaurant from you later. It says for daily meals, for what they would eat normally, not on special holidays, but sort of everyday or daily meals, people cut cheaper pork parts into smaller pieces and braise them. All right, so they will take the cheaper parts of the pork, not the sort of nice juicy bits, but the bits from the feet or the legs or, the face or parts like that. And then they would braise them. That means kind of cook them very slowly over a long time to take what it would normally be kind of chewy and tough meat that most people wouldn't like. This way you make it much softer and more delicious. This way, everyone in the family could have some meat. So that's a very nice idea. And of course, you don't waste anything. So you use the good cuts of meat and the bad cuts of meat. And the only thing you would throw away would be, well, maybe nothing.
The fat?
Probably use the fat too. Fat gives you lots of energy and flavor.
True.
And use the bones. You can cook the bones for soup and stuff like that.
Right.
So maybe just the tail.
OK.
I don't know.
所以对于日常的餐点呢，以前的人会把便宜的猪肉部位切成小碎块，才去卤，因为这样全家人才可以吃到。Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a question. I think I know the answer. Have you tried any of these foods before, and which was your favorite?
It's your least favorite. That's
is
my
it?
favorite.
Okay.
I love it. I love the sauce. It just tastes. I know it's kind of junky, but it tastes good. So it's nice to have it once in a while.
I agree. It's okay to have it once in a while. Yeah. What I should probably do is find the best oyster omelet restaurant in Taiwan. Go there and try it. And if I don't like theirs, then I can say, I don't really like it. Maybe, maybe the ones I had just weren't that good.
Maybe you can try the shrimp one.
Ooh, that's another idea. That's absolutely true. And do you like the texture?
I do.
That kind of
I
gooey
love it.
kind of.
I love it. And it's kind of crispy on the
that's
edges.
Nice. You're right.
I love that.
They kind of cook the edges of the egg. That could be very, very good too. All right. Well, that's two wonderfully delicious foods that we've covered for you guys so far, and we're going to have a lot more tomorrow.
所以今天第一个单字是 soldier， 那时候大家都没有东西吃，所以这些士兵是需要东西吃的。那我们像退伍的军人，英文就可以说 retired soldier。比如说 the retired soldier shared stories from his years of service。那我们看另外一个句子，我们是讲很多士兵嘛，我们要加 s 哦。The soldiers returned home after the war。所以士兵在战争结束之后就回到他们的家乡。那我们今天有说这个蚵仔煎是在郑成功那个时期流传下来的 ，fry 这边是动词，是油炸的意思，所以我们油炸的食品英文就是 fried foods。比如说 eating fried foods too often can be unhealthy， 或者是我们口语会说 fry up， 就是迅速完成一件事情，可以是吃东西，可以是工作。He managed to fry up the meal in just 20 minutes。那我们看另外一个句子 ，George fries chicken legs in oil and sells them in the market。George 用油炸鸡腿，然后在市场贩卖。 那我们刚刚有看到说，这个中华民国政府来到台湾的时候，生活是很艰难的嘛。difficult 这边指的就是很难熬的意思，所以我们如果很困难的问题，我们也可以说是一个 difficult problem。比如说 the math problem was so difficult, but she solved it with ease。很难的数学问题，不过她很简单就把它解决了。那我们口语也常常会说 it's difficult for someone, or it's hard for someone to do something。比如说 it was difficult for her to adjust to the new environment。那我们看另外一个句子 Dan's parents lost their jobs last year. It's a difficult time for his family. Dan 的父母亲呢，2个人都没有工作了，对他们来讲是一段很难熬的时期。那最后一个单词我们要看的是 daily。daily 这边是形容词，指的是每天的、日常的。所以呢，比如说你的日常生活，我们英文就是 daily life。那每日的工作就是 daily work。比如说，我们用日常生活造句 ，The book describes the simple pleasures of daily life。或者是我们可以说每天都在做什么，就是 on a daily basis。比如说 ，She exercises on a daily basis to stay fit。那我们看另外一个句子 ，Lance watches the daily news on TV every morning。Lance 每天早上都会看电视上的每日新闻。所以我们 Magic Box 看到的 It is said that something blah 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 这个就是据说，我们会用这个来引述某些普遍认知啦、谣言，或者是可能来源不明的资讯。我们通常就是说有人说或据说的意思。那通常内容是没有确定的来源了。比如说，据说 It is said that she is a talented musician， 或者是说 It is said that the restaurant is famous for its seafood。所以句型的语气比较中立，强调是外界流传的说法跟观点，而不是某人亲自见证实的事实哦。Okay, now right now let's go to our review time activity.
Review time.
All right, we have our review time activity, and this is, of course, just looking at some of the words that we learned today in our article. There are 4 words, of course: soldier, fry, difficult, and daily. Are you ready to play a game of fill in the blanks?
Yay, my favorite
Fill in the blank. We're gonna fill in some blanks with some of the words, but don't worry, the words are from our list, so there's really only 4 correct answers that you can give. Just make sure you put the right word in the right space. Are you ready to go? All right. For a blank in the field, it would be very blank to blank their blank egg.
Okay.
For a blank in the field, it would be very blank to blank their blank egg.
This is too hard.
No,
but
it's
I'm
not.
gonna answer the 2 like this.
For a blank...
Can I answer the last one
Nope.
first?
Nope.
I have to do it in order?
Yep.
Repeat.
For a blank in the field...
Okay. I'm gonna pay attention. For a blank
in the field, it would be very blank to blank their blank egg.
Oh, for a soldier in the field.
For a soldier in the field, that means sleeping outside.
It would be difficult
It would be very difficult to fry
their daily egg.
Exactly right. Well done,
Oh my
madam.
gosh.
You win an oyster omelet. For all of your hard
Can I
work.
have 2?
You should probably have had 2 before, because I think they might be good for your brain power.
Okay.
So next time we'll get
Sure.
you one before we ask you a difficult question. Well done, everyone. Take care of yourselves. No matter what you do, though, do join us back here tomorrow. We will have a couple more, 2 more wonderfully delicious street foods and their stories to share with you. And then we will all go to the night market. Soon. Bye.
所以想学更多实用英文，欢迎加入我们 AMC 空中美语的粉丝团喽，拜拜。